and time again. Because if it doesn't work, then look at their cheer in. If it doesn't work, I think that I kind of just start losing faith in BlossoM and with their hopes in this tournament.
The adaptation is always a huge thing throughout tournaments, whether it's because of the meta or because of patches. But yeah, adaptation is not really a strong point here for this team. It's going to be starting the Widow. It is the Treehouse comp, as it was dubbed with the Orisa setup here. And they don't have any way of knocking that off at the moment, minus Sia and Mineral. So guess what? We talk about line of sight, high grounds. Widow has high ground, line of sight, and an Orisa barrier. So let's see what Ons can do with this. He switches to the Tracer. This is what needs to be done.
Well, the bubble comes down to deny that damage coming through, looking for that guaranteed headshot off the halt. Godspeed, he's going to rotate around the side, try to get a different angle here. He spots him out coming through. Onto that next high ground, and that's going to be Illicit going down, finds one off the bat. Ons will get taken out. He had swapped over to the Tracer, but even that's not doing him too many favors. He falls down onto the low ground. Mineral just going to get taken out as he's on his lonesome, and BlossoM will be halted here at the first push.
Yep, Orisa stays up on the high ground as well, so that's fantastic. Not losing any control here whatsoever with this first attack. And Ons, on this Tracer is going to struggle to get in there. Illicit at least is playing the Genji, showing us a rare hero pick that we almost never see from this player. This is the kind of hero draft you have to run in against this comp with, or you're going to have no success.
Yeah, yet again.
We have to wonder if Ons is the better sniper after this this series, you know? Godspeed's really killing it. Killing Genji twice now.
Yes, I know. That is my repeat phrase, guys. I did go back to it. Hulk comes in, doesn't find the headshot there. Godspeed going to be hunting for Illicit, tries to take him down, but deflection is there to keep him safe. Now looking for just underneath the bridge, another Hulk just pulling him forward. You can see this is the combo. Hasn't been able to get the executions though. Godspeed going to jump over to the side, finds Mineral, lines up the shot. Sia knocked out of the mech, and it's just the Godspeed show here. Tries to finish off the Baby Diva, cannot do it, but he is still more than comfortable, even taking these shots. He is just putting the faith in his supports to keep him alive as he just fishes for more headshots.
Starts to feel like a full hold. Need to be able to get this Orisa off this high ground. Otherwise, during the approach, Widow will hit headshots. She will do max charge shots with boosting from Mercy and will weaken the tanks. By the time the tanks get to this point, that's when you see the Widow grapple to the left side, as we've been seeing every time. Then finish off the tanks with Orisa, halting them, bursting them down. It's a rough time.
The Diamond comes through here. Architect with the Riptire ready to go. Could just toss it straight down here onto the low ground, onto the point. First stick nearly comes through, but the Tori's going to get taken out. Loki up into the air with that Valkyrie, trying to keep everybody topped up, and they even have that nano boost ready to go should they need to invest it onto somebody like Rhea. But he's going to be knocked out of the back here at the end. It's going to be Architect, actually. Nano boost in onto this Junkrat. He's still firing away, tries to get in onto that Primal Rage. Winston tries to take down Mineral, won't be able to do it yet here for the moment, but still, we'll throw in the Riptire, looking for a pick, chases him down, but it will get taken out by Soon in the end. So BlossoM seems like they will be able to get this cap. Last second contest comes through, but it's not going to be enough. 4 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock. Good drain there by X6. A strong defense, but unable to get the full hold.
So a lot of time burnt, but yeah, no full hold. Ons now in his happy place, can switch to the Widow. He's not trying to Widow against an Orisa. Architect got a kill into Totori. We'll be switching over to the Sombra now. So very standard defensive setup here. Really good coordination on that last attack by BlossoM. Focus fire onto the Orisa, knocking her off the top. That's what you have to do.
Oh, Architect barely gets himself out of there. Has to use a translocator very defensively and reactively, actually, rather than having it preset. Sia throw down and self-destruct. We'll be able to make it back into the mech, and maybe he's been taken out. Illicit here with the Dragon Blade, goes forward, finds no spite, looks for a bit more, gets rid of Architect. And BlossoM, they want to get this cap onto point B very swiftly. It seems like they might be able to do it as Godspeed does go down. Push forward there from Rhea, he'll be taken out. No maze yet from the side of X6. With a massive delay, they're just running back in here, steadily streaming in one by one, but you keep getting cut down. Illicit on fire with this Genji. This eliminates them time and time again. Ons feeling comfortable, we'll go over to the Widowmaker. Try this one out. As they keep pushing forward, they just keep getting the kills. It's a war of attrition here that seems like BlossoM is just eventually going to win. The bubble there buys out a little bit more time for Nosmite, but in the end, he will go down. This should just be a one fight here by BlossoM. Self-destruct thrown in. Roki makes it back in. Manages to stay alive here for the moment, but they're just training as much time as they can, but that's going to be it. 3:17 here on the clock is the finish. For BlossoM as they get it.
Very common to see double caps against the Treehouse comp because you end up having an ult lead when you do eventually knock the Orisa down and get the capture. And what happens then is, because you don't actually normally need to use too many ults to get the Orisa down. Sometimes you'll Primal Rager, or it could be a self-destruct engage, but that can be countered by the Orisa barrier itself. But once you get the capture, you have this ult advantage, not only because you just won the last fight and moving to the point, which normally happens on A-side captures anyways, but because they have to switch off the Orisa, switch off the Junkrat, switch off the Ana. Suddenly, you have 3 heroes that are starting their ult charge at 0, where you might have the Primal Rage after the longer push. You're going to have your Genji Dragonblade, in this case for Illicit. You're going to have support ultimates. You're going to have this nasty push. And in this case, they had the Widow with it, with one of the best Widows in this tournament. Ons gets onto the high ground up there on those spires, towers, those structures that he stands on there. I don't know what they're officially called, but those little towers that have walkways on them. He's standing up there, he's getting free line of sight because the tanks are winning the tank war, and as you say, it's a war of attrition that eventually BlossoM does win. So let's see if they want to do the same thing now on defense here. Doesn't look like it.
Oh my god.
Which is interesting because it's a great way to use Hans' his skills.
I can't believe he's playing Widow. Who saw this one coming? So they're actually going for the again, big surprise. They're going for the all-in Widowmaker defense here. They have the Mercy to get the damage boost onto the Widow, as well as Swoon there with his Zenyatta for the Discord Orbs.
Yeah, not
a ton of damage even on a body shot if they can stack all those together. I don't know why Lucky's in the chat.
Yeah, not as all in as the Oriso setup, but in terms of damage, yes, because you have Discord and Boost. You don't have the Junkrat for protection, but you're not trying to protect one area. You're just trying to basically kill every shot. Godspeed checks this. He's thinking about a switch because he sees that it's not the Orisa setup, but he's going to stick with it for now. Oh, okay. As I say that, he will switch to the Tracer. This is just friends list notifications. It says I Disney logged in, so. Disney logged in, guys. Like, spoiler alert.
He's getting ready, you know.
Okay, here's the dive.
It's going to be the dive, and yeah, no smite. He's just going to get punished immediately. The rockets come out from Sia, and they manage to take him down. Roki will fall as well. We'll get the pop out there. Maybe even rolling, but this is very widely going to be shut down. This attack by X6. Good hold here for BlossoM, and we'll see if they can try to go ahead and get this full hold where X6 failed.
Architect on the Sombra only built up 40%, so EMP push is not going to be the way to make this next attack work. It's going to take a little bit more coordination to build that up here. They are going around the right side. Oh, Architect gets sniped though, no more EMP charge. Hans, man, he's got the eyes of a hawk, and if he has a line of sight, he will take it, he will kill you.
One of those things where you show a pixel of that head and he can take it off.
Yeah.
Very nicely done there. Waiting patiently for the team to reappear. Godspeed's hovering around the back.
Yeah, he wants to flank here on the Ons. Draw him out.
Oh,
okay, look at this! Oh my God, the flip!
Biggest mistake of your life. They baited him right into it, forced him up the high ground, and Godspeed's there to scoop it up. Pulse Bomb now comes in. Mineral shutdown. Beautifully played by X6, yet again adapting, figuring out the situation. The puzzle solving from this squad is just beautiful.
Ons finds himself alone with this rifle now as he respawns. Not able to do much here. Everyone just avoids his line of sight. And, you know, Roki's even going to get the right-click kill here as he suicides and he wants to switch heroes anyways, probably. But now, look at the ult charges here. X6 having that lead I was talking about with the switches. Alyssa at 0, Ons at 0. They have to switch to go for the point B defense. So there's one chance for X6 to have an equal time bank. If this push works, they got an EMP. This could be their option.
Now they're ready to go, and the hack is there on the Mineral as well. Architect pushes forward, throws down the EMP, hits multiple members, but Rhea has already been taken out of the mech, and now he'll get punished there. Baby Diva goes down. Godspeed poking around from the backside, looking to build up another pulse bomb. Seems like X6 will just abandon the push here for now. Azans will go ahead and push forward, but I'm just going to go back to it again and say that that was genius.
They dropped him off the side. Godspeed was waiting, man. Fell right to the jaws of the shark. That was Godspeed. Such good coordination. Nice setup. They've seen this before. They scrimmed it. They know that Ons likes to stay in this position every time. It's so predictable he would jump back. Had no idea that Godspeed was there to catch him. By I mean catch, I mean devour. Okay, X6 again with the ult lead, but they're hacked.
Yeah, Melissa throws that one down. He's getting chased on there while he was hovering on the backside and actually just fed. X6 just fed Alyssa a lot of ult charge by chasing forward there onto him. They couldn't get the kill. Could have just ignored him, not giving him a line of sight. Could have just sprayed them down with the MAC-10, but Ons will get punished. Architect finds that kill, but still X6 going to be held at bay here for the moment. They have about a minute and 15 to try to tie the time bank of BlossoM if they can get that second cap.
Okay, Illicit just looking for harass here. This is not an EMP cam. Meanwhile, Rhea has to remake here. There's no way to jump off.
He's nearly got it, ready to go. Unless they can punish him right now. Remake will be able to come through. Sound barrier thrown down by X6. They want this to be the fight.
They're trying to use the barrier.
Trying to deny. Mineral's gonna die. Self-destruct up there from Sia.
Trying to use the barrier to get EMP.
Lessons now coming through. Midmate keeping everybody topped up as the Transcendence comes in from Swoon. They're trying to buy time for that sound barrier there from Dotori to get built up. Nearly has it. 13% ready to go. Architect throws out another EMP. They need the punishing kills, and that's going to be one of them. Mineral goes down. Dotori still manages to stay alive. Sound barrier comes in, however. Manages to get that one off in time, and Alyssa throws down his own EMP. No ticks have come through for X6. They just get just shy of the first one in. But they cannot complete it. They're held at bay. They're going to be finishing this with a lesser time bank if they can finish this at all.
Yeah, that was really well played by Swoon and Dotori. Exactly as you said, Swoon trying to buy time to get Dotori's barrier up. He got hacked, but he survived. Mineral was actually the target of Architect's hacking after the EMP. They burst him down so he couldn't Primal Rage. Unfortunately, though, because they didn't get the cap, he still got it. So that's a great tool for them.
Oh, big commitment. They try to go in for Swoon, but they just end up losing out onto everything. X6. Fire in their eyes, but that's going to be extinguished. BlossoM yet again wins the fight, and they'll get a nice stagger here on Rhea in the end. X6, they need to be creative again. They need to show us that they can innovate.
They tried to go and control the right side because that's where BlossoM was mostly set up. They just crashed in. They built a lot of ult charge. Again, trying to lead that department again with the EMPs, but they're behind because they fed basically. They tried to get that efficient trade. It was decent. We're going to have a pause.
Okay,
but,
not in a fight.
Yeah, but
we're just going to infinitely hear Moira spraying everybody with her left click.
I know Reddit loves that sound, especially they love the purple orb sound.
Dotori's like, hey, I got an audio problem. I'm like, oh, what's wrong? Yeah, I can hear Moira. I can hear Moira just infinitely spraying right now.
He's like, I'm playing Lucio's song, and like when I'm hacked, it just doesn't heal. Like I've got this audio issue.
Yeah, should turn my music off.
So the push there got them decent control, and obviously it wasn't the best trade ever, and they actually fed more EMP charge, which is the big ultimate right now. But they have a ult economy advantage because they basically came in dry and hit that push to build those ultimates. Now for the next attack, they need to make sure that after the first EMP goes down, they have theirs.
Okay.
Too. So Illicit's going to have his EMP first, right? After that goes off, their next one needs to be good. They got double support ultimates. They need to use those well.
Oh, hacks there. Oh, hacks it. Yeah, just come through there on a nose bite. They target him down. They find the kill. Architect punished as well. Not going to be building up for that EMP yet. Rhea, yeah, just trying to buy some time, but honestly, X6. It looks so good coming up into this moment. And now it is all just falling apart. Double kill there with the self-destruct from Sia.
That's all they got. And that's going to be, that's a stagger, as you say, it buys time. That's all they got. They didn't get any other ultimate. So BlossoM is now actually ahead in ult charge. Godspeed makes the switch here now to the Soldier, which is a bad sign when you're trying to run this against Tracer. A Tracer Sombra comp on defensive point B. Going to be hard pressed to find anything with this. Illicit built his EMP. He's going to use it to start this fight. They want to reset this before it even starts.
He barely stays alive, but not much can be said. Similarly here for X6, yet again getting shut down. They try to go in for the Soldier. 76 Godspeed builds up to about 44% or so, but still a ways away from that tag visor with just 1 minute and 20 left on the clock. Things are not looking good for X6-Gaming.
Yeah. So let's see if...
A very desperate push to try to get this completion now.
Let's see if Architect's EMP, this is the one advantage they have. This is the last chance, really. It needs to be good. Oh, not gonna happen.
Well, that'll just go ahead. Shut you down. Ons comes in, finds the double with the pulse bomb. Does something great. It's not even on the Widowmaker.
Yep, finds the double there. Means that Architect has to respawn, has to come back. Look at where Mineral's position, wants to make sure he doesn't get hacked. He can also dive in, but the EMP is going to be very difficult to hit him. She comes down to the low ground now as well. He's trying to make sure it doesn't hit through LOS. All right, this is their last shot. Coming from the left side here. Sports, where are they? Can't find a good EMP. Too far away. Too good positioning on the side of BlossoM.
And a hack comes through there onto Architect as well, so now he's going to try to wait this one out. Sia goes forward, pops out of the max, dive in from Mineral, he'll fall. Very limited tank line here from BlossoM. Sia makes it back in time, but immediately gets popped right back out. X6, they need this one to be the fight. They've done the one tick so far, now building up for the second. Attack visor used there by Godspeed. Doesn't come up with much, but Shoot has fallen. Dotori has a sound barrier. He's going to have to use it soon, but already loses out onto Illicit. Several members dead. He's going to use it basically solo, and he gets shut down immediately by Architect. Just held in onto that EMP, gets rid of the shielding, and now X6 will be able to get the completion here on Anubis, but they have no time in the bank. It's 3 minutes 17 seconds for BlossoM. Oh boy, this is going to have to be one hell of a hold.
It's going to have to be a long hold. It was really cool, actually, what they did with Godspeed, though. They'll talk about this for a second. They come with a left side approach, and they hold both support ultimates and Architect's EMP for the most part there. Godspeed drops down his biotic field. He's playing Soldier 76. He's at about 60% ult charge. And they're able to, in this moment, absorb a lot of the damage coming through with Lucio's Amp It Up on the healing song and the biotic field from Soldier. They knew that Illicit did not have an EMP. They knew that it had already been used, so they knew there was no way to break that. They end up getting Attack Visor almost instantly from the heals coming through from Biotic, and obviously Godspeed just spamming it. Self-destruct comes in, very uncoordinated defense there from X6. They back into the choke point, or sorry, from BlossoM. They back into the choke point, come in with double support ultimates and Architect's EMP. Very well executed. Problem is it just came a little bit too late, so that's the time bank issue here. X6 is going to be running the exact same defensive setup with Architect back on the Junkrat. Can't blame them because they had such great success in their last defense. The Architect is the peel. He's going to stop the dive with his concussive mites. Bebe's going to heal while also denying healing. And those mites going to halt. Godspeed is going to look to burst the tanks as much as he can and then jump over to the right side. On's not going to be able to run this one, sadly.
Okay, says, hey, Illicit, let me have that Tracer real quick. Genji coming through here for Illicit yet again. And Architect is just going to be spamming away with these nades, trying to get some hits in. The shot not connecting in onto Sun. Oh, man. Over and over again, not finding it. Doesn't find Dotori either.
It's okay because no one's able to get close, so it doesn't matter yet. So here comes the big part where they're just going to have to hit those shots. Just going to have to go to the other side. Great concussive mine there. Blowing him up is Bebe.
Bebe finds that killing blow there onto Illicit. Spoon goes low. Rhea knocked out of the mech, however, and Godspeed almost loses out onto that high ground. Use the grapple hook, but still can go ahead and stick around here for the moment. But Roki gets taken down. Swoon finding the kill. Discord comes through, finishes them off. Mineral gonna get punished. Swoon will die, but BlossoM is still in. They're looking for the tick, and they're gonna have it. BlossoM finally does take a map. They keep the tiebreaker hopes alive here. Might be able to force out 4 Oasis in the end if they can beat X6 on their escort map choice.
That's right. It's a very all-in strategy, of course, to use this Orisa defensive setup. They had great success holding with it when they were on the first defense before overtime rounds. But in this last push, they ended up losing. Godspeed, first of all, didn't do any damage before the push hit, really. He had one headshot on the Winston, whereas last time he was getting kills, damaging both tanks. So they weren't able to peel the tanks off this time because when the tanks arrived, the D.Va, the Winston, when they arrived, they were at full health. Godspeed then also was reluctant to leave and go to the other side. Ended up misgrappling there and kind of just using his SMG to try to push them away. And an Architect only has 2 concussive mines, so there's a limit to how effective he can be on the peel. Architect not feeling so good about his last match ever for this team. Comes in, subs in, they lose that map. And yeah, now it's going to be the first map pick for X6-Gaming, who likes to run the Dorado pick quite a bit when given this option.
Yeah.
Not because No Smite's been playing Junkrat against Envious, but, you know, since all the way back then, they've liked this map pick.
That's true. But now they have Architect running that Junkrat for now. See if he's going to be sticking through. Wasn't the best showing from him. Did have the EMP to shut down the sound barrier in the end on that final desperate push onto point B. But otherwise, it was a bit lackluster, I'd have to say, there from this on the Sombra from him. Didn't really feel that he had the latitude to run the Genji at all. Just wanted to stick through with the Sombra, just try to match EMPs, try to match the hacks onto the likes of Mineral and Sia there. But I don't know, rough stuff from X6. They innovated for a little bit there, getting that pick onto Ons, forcing him off the low ground where Godsby was just waiting there below, ready to catch him, just kind of like let his arms go away, and he just hit the pavement. But that was great, and then it just didn't get better from there. They peaked, and then it just dropped off a cliff.
Yeah, I do like the...
and there it is.
Yeah, so Architect's out. That's it. That was his last match, probably.
Unless they bring him back in for Oasis.
Yeah, I'm not even sure about the rules on that, but I think they theoretically could. But yeah, it might have been the last time we ever see him play in Korea. So if we don't see him anymore, best of luck.
A nice sweet Prince.
But
it was good while it lasted.
The Godsby,
except for Anubis.
Yeah, the Godsby push there at the end was really cool as well by X6, where they used the biofield. The soldier pick made a lot more sense in that moment. But BQB definitely the better Sombra. Like, he actually had such great control of Sombra on Nepal that they were able to basically control so much of that point. The EMP he had that opened up the Widow shots for Godspeed, for example, that won them Sanctum. It's very important. Oh, Hanzo hero cam.
We got a Godspeed fan. Hey, pose like Hanzo, do something.
He's like, well, I only play
Show
Hanzo
us your Dragon Strike. Do the Dragon Strike.
He's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Pull that bow out.
Or Sonic Arrow. Yeah. All right.
He thought that Sonic Arrow is going to switch back to Widowmaker.
I think he's still just like, wait, am I actually on television right now? And this guy's like, wait, is that me? Oh, man, it is.
Oh, that was pretty cool.
I don't know, was he firing a bow or was he dabbing?
The girl in the back's trying to have a really private conversation.
That looked a bit more like a dab.
All right, your turn. Your turn. Put the sign down, pull the bow up.
If I just keep playing with the sign, they won't notice that I'm not posing like Hanzo.
Hanzo does not hold cheerful signs. Okay, this guy's going to do it.
He's thinking about it. He's having an internal conflict right now.
Oh, he climbed up the wall.
Yeah,
he did a melee attack.
Yeah, he climbed up the wall and melee. Shout out to that dude.
Yeah. Shout out to this guy also.
Got a Western fan.
That was the best.
The Western fans are always down to go, like when they get put on camera for these things. They are ready to dive in. He's got headphones in. I assume that he's probably listening to us as well. So, what's up, man?
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right.
That was a headshot for sure.
That was a pretty good one.
He's like, you want to see my scatter arrow?
Scatter arrow. Hey.
Oh.
We got another one.
Well, that was pretty good. These are all pretty similar today.
He gave it the proper charge up, you know. He's making sure that he gets the full power.
That's how you could do it, because he knows if he doesn't hit the head, he needs to at least do enough damage to that tank he accidentally hit that he wasn't shooting at. So he did the maximum amount of damage, you know. All right, so that's going to be our first hero cam of the day. I'm excited to see what our second matches will end up being.
Yeah, also going to have to figure out what the best sign of the day is. Our 2 contests that we run here for the live audience. And you guys, if you get to show up and you participate, then you have a chance of winning some of that sweet Overwatch gear. I'm not sure exactly what we have. I assume it's probably some of the Razer keyboards and mice and whatnot.
Stuff like that, yeah.
Maybe some Overwatch shirts. So I don't really know. We don't get roped into that conversation. We don't get to decide what people win.
We don't get to win them either, so it's sad. Dorado is going to be the map pick. Surprise, surprise. These teams normally do try to play towards their strengths. The only problem is that this is the second best map for BlossoM as well, because this team loves its Widow. BlossoM will pick Junkertown if it were their choice. It's not, so we're going to Dorado. It's still a great map for Ons to run the Widow on the streets phase past Fountain. We've already seen X6 dominate with quad tank. That's something they could run on defense on the Fountain as well. It's something that they ran in the past when Choi Hyobin was on the roster. He's still on the roster, but basically a bench warmer today and last week. A lot of possibilities for these two teams, but feels a little bit X6 favored.
Yeah, it really does. But need to have a cleaner performance than Anubis. This is going to be their pick, so we'll be feeling quite comfortable on it. But it would not be the first time that we've seen a team flop on their map selection. Six fans still holding in there, but BlossoM definitely being quite vocal here now that they've put a win on the board. They want to see that that time map come through. They want us to go all the way into Oasis.
I think they said BlossoM Igara, which means like win. I think that's what they said. Not
okay, well that would make sense. That seems applicable.
It's the less polite way to say it, but it's very much a cheer thing to say.
So rude, cheering for their team.
Let's see if this Orisa comp can hold water here, because again, they're just trying to use Odds Widow. Not as strong here as it will be past Fountain, but in fact, they're not even using it here. They're going to take the much more back approach all the way back to the Fountain, so giving some free push here. But this means also that X6 doesn't know what they're up against yet.
Well, BQB.
Oops.
He'll die. Rockets come through to take him out. What a surprise. I won't even say much about this unless a headshot comes through. Well, meantime, Zia's just posturing forward here onto the cart, trying to deny X6 access.
Yeah, Holt just used to help Zia build some more of this Holt charge. They're going to go inside, so the line of sight is not there for the Widow. I like this, but tough to break through. The Orisa halts everyone, stuns everyone, but it's a Moira push, so this is actually quite strong for X6.
Yeah, they're going to have to come out eventually, and when they do, No Spike gets taken down. Rhea low with that mech as well, gets popped out in the end. So, pretty halted push coming through as Swoon finds the kill there onto the Baby D.Va. They'll be able to hold firmly here with the Orisa very far forward, as Roki barely manages to escape.
I like running this though with the Moira, because you know that you have to get out of line of sight of the Widow, so you just force their way in there with the D.Va. Then you've got Moira for extra healing. You're going to out-heal the Mercy Zenyatta comp on the other side. Maybe this time it works a little bit better. Okay, here we go. D.Va blocking the shots. They go into the building. They got that Moira healing. And she's going to have Colossus back. She already is before I can even say that. She built so quick.
Got that one ready to go. Licit looking for the angle. Is going to have to wait until they come out. Actually finds the hack there. On to BQB. Sets it up. On's there to go ahead and scoop up that kill. And it is just going to be the killing fields as they charge down the hallway and finish member after member off here on the side of X6, who are not looking great here for the map pick. Wolf, right now, it's seeming like maybe we could be headed to Oasis.
Feels that way. By the way, guys, if you are frustrated with your solo queue teammates always picking Widow when you feel like it doesn't suit the comp, and you don't want to play tank either, if you want to make your team happy by playing tank and empower the Widow, play the Orisa. Makes it a lot easier for the Widow to just focus on aiming, I can tell you that. In this case, they gatekeep everyone in. Moira gets the Coalescence, but it's just not enough healing because the hack was good on the side of Illicit. And one more time, they're going to try this right through this building. Here comes D.Va to block. They get inside. No Coalescence this time.
They're going to need this sound barrier. They're going to have to use it. Ons just dropped onto that low ground. BQB comes around the back and finds the hack in onto Mineral, but he himself is going to be hacked and he shall die. Full spawn back from Godspeed does get rid of Mineral, so they at least break down the tank. Dotori, if he can get in there, can bring him back in, but seems like he hasn't found the opportunity yet. They go forward, they find Ons, he'll get taken down. This should finally be the cap for X6 as they charge forward with multiple kills. The clock has been drained down below a minute, 3 minutes 25 on this Streets phase, where we know that Ons is still just gonna be sticking through. He's still gonna be looking for pot shots here with this Widowmaker, and if they find as much success as they did here with his first attack, then you got to be very concerned about X6 getting the completion here on Dorado.
Good stagger there on the D.Va. It's going to be giving them a little bit more freedom to move through. BQB wanted to use his EMP to break the Orisa barrier, but it didn't matter because the pulse stuck, so he still holds on to this. They have a massive ult advantage right now. It's going to be difficult for Ons to hold this position. BQB scouts it out. He's conveying that info to his team right now. Translocates back in. Finds himself hacked. They easily handle that.
Okay, they just take him down. Mid-air. Hacked up, no problem. Coalescence comes through there from Bebe to help keep everybody in the fight, and they'll charge forward here up to the underpass. As Godspeed dashes forward here into the bank. be looking to wrap around onto that high ground here. Gets a nice back angle. Will be spotted out by Sia. Hack comes down as he drops onto the low ground. Not going to be all the way down, however, here. Sound barrier now going to be coming down from X6 as they look to take the fight. BQB looking for the angle for the EMP, throws it down. Illicit up front will be taken out first and foremost as Mayday finds the killing blow. Mineral, he's got nowhere to go. He's going to jump over to the side. Actually, barely manages to stay alive.
Good translocate to avoid that self-destruct as well. You can actually do that in the animation.
Yep.
This is going to be, it looks like the second point captured here. They've just got total control right now. BQB just looking to farm more EMP charge.
Oh, this is what they needed. Another hack there on a Mineral. This time he's not getting out with his life. The fight's dead, but I don't think it really matters. BlossoM are just throwing their members at the cart to try to delay, but it's not going to do anything. And now it's 3:10 on the clock for X6. Very rapid streets phase. And see how they're going to manage it now as they move into the power plant.
Ons just couldn't do as much with the Widow, unfortunately. Once the attack came through, they lost control of the high ground. It's going to make the switch again to the Tracer. But yeah, this is a strong three-man push on this cart. BQB is constantly harassing, constantly scouting out the defense. They know it's no longer a Widow. Rhea's got this health pack here too. Illicit actually will get out. Oh, no, spoke too soon. BQB's got the follow there. Good communication actually on that one. And these members are on the wrong side of the map.
Oh, listen, he's back in. He's got that EMP ready to go. He's going to be looking for it. Postures forward. Taking a bit low, has the kite back around the side for now. He's just spamming out. Doesn't want to use it because he knows that the rest of his team isn't ready to commit with him.
BlossoM
X6-Gaming, they're just going to keep moving forward. They have 5 ultimates ready to go.
BlossoM went in without Ons. They split 2.
Oh, good fight.
Oh, God. This is not looking good, Achilios. They split in half. X6 cut the half into quarters, man, and they just shut everybody down. Now this is just a spawn camping. They're 2 despawned, they're 2 desynced, and huge mistakes on the side of BlossoM. This EMP has nothing to pair with it, and in fact, he might die before he can even use it.
Yeah, BQB invests his. They're trying to get on top of Dottore, take him out. Sound barrier now out here from X6. They push forward. Rhea has the self-destruct ready to go, and he's still not even going to get knocked out of this mech. Soon uses the Transcendence, keeps everybody alive here for the moment, but they haven't been able to get any kills onto the members of X6 who keep charging forward. Bebe Coalescence comes through. Everybody has the kites back around the corner, get out of line of sight of that big beam. But Mineral, he can't do it. He's dead. They managed to find one there onto Rhea, but Swoon goes down off screen. Pulse bomb in from Ons. Doesn't find anything, and No Smite is just wrecking face. BlossoM losing member after member, cannot stop the cart. It was a great start on their defense. They shut down the push. They drained the clock down below a minute. But now, X6, they make it all the way into point C with 1:15 left.
And it's very sloppy there in the final push, Foundry or whatever you might call it, the indoor part there of Dorado. Where
I'm not even sure. I call it power plant for some reason. I'm not really
I like that.
Whatever.
It's like it's all pinatas and games until suddenly it's real industrial. Like I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the map. It's like really like all about like, you know, Mexican culture and the pinatas and chimes and bells, and then suddenly we're like, wow, industrial factory.
Maybe it's like a sugar factory. Doesn't the girl in the cinematic have to go get sugar for her mom or something? And she runs into all the gangsters in Soldier 76.
Yeah. That's right. I think it's something like
so,
that.
Yeah, there we go. Clearly, it's a sugar factory.
Very high tech one at that. But yeah, we're
so innovating.
They lost their DPSs and then their tanks dove in. That's why I said that moment. You're on the wrong side of the map because it was 2 tanks against 6 players just collapsing on them, blowing up the D.Va mech, staggering the pilot D.Va, killing the Winston, and then the cart just kept rolling. From then on, we saw the Pulse Bomb kill the Zenyatta. He saved the Transcendence, but he was always coming to the fights too late. They had to send the members out basically 2 by 2 to defend the cart so it didn't completely push, because if they waited for all 6, that's not a moment where it's like, oh, we need to group up, guys. If you do that, then point's just going to finish. And they just got staggered and staggered and staggered. So, you know, pretty lackluster defense there once we got inside. The beginning was great with the Ariza setup. On the defense here for the side of X6, looks like Godspeed's going to be running the McCree. So they're going to probably have a setup where McCree is near a mega health pack that's hacked, so he can constantly keep healing himself, forcing Dive to come to him. Ons, just again, wants to run this Widow. Look at the setup here. They're up on this high ground. Gonna try to collapse down on anyone who comes around.
Pretty aggressive. Go ahead and spot out the Widow. Oh, they already knew in their hearts that it was going to be there, but maybe not for very long.
Yeah, I think Ons gonna have to switch to the Tracer. He does. Godspeed sticking back here. Obviously, he's not really a part of this dive, this setup that's supposed to distract and slow down the push of BlossoM.
This is still very punishable. Godspeed, if he can land the flashbang headshot combo on...
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, no, and he's changed his mind again. So he's not going to be running the Tracer.
Well, he sees that it's actually a McCree setup. At first, he was tricked thinking it was dive, and then he sees it's McCree, so this is a much better setup. But McCree's going to be out of line of sight for most of the time. And as you can see, burst down Illicit when he tries to harass.
Yeah, that's going to be one. Not quite sure where Illicit was poking his head in, but it's where he shouldn't have been, clearly, as he does get taken down.
The on-show just feels bad, actually, as a BlossoM fan today.
Yeah, the ratings have been failing, and yeah, Godspeed actually just canceled it.
Yep.
It's off the air.
Off the air, indeed. Back to your regular scheduled programming of...
The Godspeed Show.
Yes. Ons does build up to 92%, but can't actually get into an angle to use that just yet. This is a cool anti-dive setup with the McCree. It does so much damage to tanks, and they have the Zenyatta, so it's just a burst fest. BQB gonna look for building that EMP charge right now, just trying to harass the tanks. That's his best way to build that charge.
Yep. Ons poking in here.
Yeah, they got him, though.
Actually has a great angle. Godspeed and Bebe both going to be taken down. Now looking for that Mercy. Valkyrie makes her very elusive.
Yeah, very elusive indeed.
And yeah, Roki will be able to stay alive here for the moment. Brings Bebe back into the fight, but Rhea's going to go down, and now Roki punished immediately. As he gets that res off, Payload going to keep moving for BlossoM. As they charge forward, the kills spill over. That's going to be a completion here on the point A, much faster than we saw from X6.
Yeah, the damage was removed there when they lost Godspeed on the McCree, and then the tanks were able to come in and clean house. Obviously, this gave Ons the room to get line of sight, but Godspeed was the crux of the defense. That's no longer possible as we move away from Mountain. He's going to try to out-widow Ons again, so this matchup continues. Pocketed a little bit here by the D.Va, so tough for Ons to get that shot. He's going to look for a different angle here to the left side now. Wants to do the sneak shot. Hack gonna make it easier.
Yeah, let's throw down the EMP. Down onto the low ground goes most of the tanks here from the side of X6, and no Smite and Rhea will both die. On pops up, finds the hit there on the Godspeed. Bebe trying to trade one back, nearly takes him down, but, well, he'll lose his life for that one. Illicit is there to scoop it up, and Roki will get taken down as well.
I mean, you can see why Ons is always on the Widow. He's so fantastic as a Widow player. And if the team can buy space for him, give him that opportunity to get line of sight, to take these sneaky shots, his positioning is good. Snuck around the left side, got several headshots there, knocks Bebe off his rocker basically there. And now they have full control of this point. BlossoM's gonna have to make some switches, puts Godspeed back onto the Tracer.
Looking forward there, tries to get the hits in on the Mineral to finish him off, but cannot do so. Bebe manages to get rid of Illicit. That's going to be a nice pick-off for them. And gives a lot of breathing room for the supports here on the side of X6. They'll even get the pop onto Sia.
Risky, man. Bebe, he's trying to get these kills onto On.
He is. He's challenge-onic, man. He's going to get another one. Finds that Baby Diva. Nice stagger there in the end. He'll be able to punish him.
Okay, let's see which angle he takes. Okay, he's going to try to backdoor this. This is very greedy, but it can be a big surprise.
Godspeed gonna find one. Doesn't see the Widow yet, but they get the call out. He's on the high ground, poking around from the side. Love to get here onto the Tori.
Moira heal is actually pretty impressive.
Oh, gets the stick. Goodbye, Ons. He'll die. Nice little punish coming through there, and he chases forward, but a bit too aggressive there, Godspeed. He was feeling a bit too cheeky. The Tori takes him down with the right click. But time being bought. 2:15 here on the clock for BlossoM as they regroup and try to make their way back in. They nearly have both support ultimates ready to go, but BQB's going to go ahead and throw down that EMP, but the sound barrier immediately comes through here from the Tori. Now Illicit answers with his own EMP and gets rid of Bebe before he can use the Transcendence. Roki's taken out. The Lucio battle being won by the Tori. It seems like BlossoM can get this payload moving yet again. Everybody is going to be swept under the rug. X6.
This was designed to make sure that Mineral could get his Primal Rage. He was the focus. He had Primal Rage. He was hacked. Then he was the EMP target. But the sound barrier kept him alive, and they were able to win the longer fight because they are running this Moira. So that's when the Winston is super important. Notice how Swoon is basically keeping this Winston topped up non-stop to help him build those Primal Rages. Really unusual to see a Widow with a Moira. You usually see the Zenyatta or the Mercy, obviously, to give the boost there. But he's actually really making this work, keeping the Winston alive, helping to counter this dive coming through from X6.
Back there onto Rhea. Listen, drops down, building up for the EMP yet again. See Swoon using that Coalescence and Bebe answering with the Transcendence. As X6 tries to keep them pushed back into the entryway, tries to get them into that choke where they can easily deal with the members of BlossoM and really deny the sightlines away from Ons. This is going to be the question for BlossoM, if they can find success now onto the hardest part of the map. With this Widowmaker still being played, no spike goes low. He's been hacked out. He can't pop the Primal Rage. He'll go down, and it is just a slaughter here in favor of BlossoM. They charge for it. They lose Ons, but oh yeah, Bebe. He gets another one, takes out Illicit.
Bebe is so good on this Zen, man. I mean, they obviously lost the fight, and he's gonna, have to eventually get respawned. But it's just, we gotta comment on how this guy's KD is so high.
He tries to stop the bleeding there momentarily, does help out just a little bit. As X6 pushes back forward to get control over the cart. They find Swoon. That's going to be a good time buy. It denies the Coalescence coming in a bit sooner.
Yeah, this is a really horrible
situation. They're still going to have that and the sound barrier very shortly.
It's really horrible that they have to come through this choke point against an EMP. BQB's been holding this one for a while, and it makes it much easier to use. Look, that's what I'm talking about. Bam, hits almost everybody.
Throws it down, Illicit, the first one that falls. Rookie finds the kill, finds another one. Now it's going to be the Lucio's turn to get a bit bloodthirsty here.
This is why momentum in this Sombra meta, on this map specifically, is so important, because if you can keep the kills, you can keep pushing through. But if you get reset, you have to go back through this doorway, and if they've got an EMP, you're going to have a bad time. They're also going to have, obviously, the Moira healing, if that's the setup they have. In this case, of course, X6 running a more standard top. It's just BlossoM that's running the Moira. But they have this choke point where they can gatekeep you with their tanks dropping down, the EMP coming through. Very difficult to approach. Now the EMP is gone. This is their window. They need to use it well.
Now Spike getting hacked out. Manages to stay alive. Keeping the beat going, and now they're going to charge forward, looking for the kills. Don't find anything yet. Gonna roll up onto the high ground in the backside. Pops really that primal rage. Pulse bump comes through. Does manage to find Roki. There's no supports available here for X6. They died with their ultimates available. And this is going to be their big opening to try to get that payload moving. 35 seconds left on the clock. It might have to be in overtime.
Oh god, BKB's dead.
They want that Oasis map. They do not want to go down without a fight. They have the payload rolling up, and now X6 has one last effort to try to get in.
He's going to have to come in with the Transcendence. He's going to have to come in flying in with that. The hack is there, though.
EMP thrown down immediately. Rhea can't do anything. He just gets knocked out of the mech. No Spite still alive. Still has the Primal Rage, however. Self-destruct. Gets rid of the Baby Diva. But no Spite. He can't use it. He's been taken out. Sound barrier comes in from X6 as they try desperately to buy it up for themselves. But I don't know if they're going to be able to do so. BQB goes down his own EMP. They'll get the knockout there. Onto Sia. They can't on. But Roki punished as soon as he comes back in. But X6, they want it to end right here. They don't want to go to Oasis. They say, we already won control. We want to win on Dorado. Our map picks up the Destruct from Rhea. Finds Soon. It's dead. BQB goes down, but Notori has fallen, and that is going to be it. X6-Gaming shuts them down in OT. They'll take this series. No Oasis, no overtime, no extra maps. And BlossoM falls short here on the day.
That is all Bebe, by the way. Bebe, who got those kills to actually stagger the push when they were struggling. He also had